We move on to Brad Lawler, Home Team Inspection Service. And by the way, you can hear and see a rebroadcast of today's show by going to LouisvilleAnswers.com. That's a direct feed to our YouTube channel. Again, LouisvilleAnswers.com. We have a lot of good information and other shows that reside there. Brad Lawler, Bobby sent us an email about her basement. The home is 10 years old, and all of a sudden, with the recent rains, well, we've had a lot of rains over the past number of weeks, she found water seeping up through the basement cracks. She's wondering why and how do you stop it? Bobby may not be alone on this one, I think.
Well, how do you stop it? It's going to be difficult to stop the water coming in from under the slab. The question is how's the water getting there? Unless you suddenly have a spring that has appeared underneath your house, which is a completely different engineering problem. A lot of the times the water is coming in from outside the home. So I was at a house earlier this week. They had done some landscaping. They put some landscape rock on the side of the house, and where they replaced all of the grass, that now became a channel, a funnel for all of the water that was coming in and hitting the back door of his lower level, the walkout basement. And so he had made the inadvertent change to the landscaping, making it easier to move around, not walking in the grass, but the water was now no longer soaking into the grass and was coming into the house. So check to see if you've got some areas of water that are coming in around your foundation. Make sure that the slope of the dirt is away from the house, not toward the house. And if you're doing mulching, and I'm seeing this a lot right now, when people are putting mulch in, they're building it up in the front, and it's catching a lot of water behind the mulch. So you're getting water between the mulch, the front of the beds, and the house, and all of that water has nowhere to go except down. And if it's finding ways in around, the basement foundation, the structural walls, you can end up with water in your basement by just doing something as simple as not paying attention to how the water slope once the new mulch goes down. So those are a lot of things to kind of watch for. It's not common to see water bubbling up underneath a slab unless something does dramatically change, but it does occur. And usually I would start outside the walls.
I will add one thing to that, Brad, with your permission, and that is I would check your neighbors on either side. I was at a house this past week that we'll be listing in the next couple of weeks, and there was water penetrating all of a sudden from the seller's report to me. And we looked, and it's very possible that a neighbor had put in a downspout diverter, basically extended the water coming off of their roof, which was coming across the driveway and subsequently making its way into the basement.
Right, exactly. And those are the kind of changes you're looking for, whether you've done them, whether your neighbor's done them. It's just how the water is, suddenly moving and changing the flow. That's where we end up with those kind of problems. So whether it's your property or coming from the neighbors because they've made a change to landscaping or drainage, then, all of those could potentially put water in your basement.
And we should point out, if you're going to hire somebody to help you redirect the water or repair a roof, you want to do some research and look for reviews. The best thing to do is go to Google, or if you're doing real estate, something in the way of real estate, you can go to Zillow as well. And we've made this easy. If you're thinking about hiring a real estate company, I'd love to apply for the job. You can go to LouisvilleZillow.com or LouisvilleGoogle.com. That's a redirect that will take you to what our reviews are, and we're proud of our reviews. And I think you will see that we do a pretty good job.